Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start the proceedings of the inaugural function. May I request everyone to kindly switch off their mobile phones and settle down, please. Thank you. A very good morning to all of you. It's an honor to be standing here today on behalf of IIM Visakhapatnam fraternity to extend a warm welcome to everyone present for this inaugural function of the 12th batch of the postgraduate program in management, the 8th batch of the PhD program, and the 3rd batch of the executive PhD program. First things first, congratulations and a hearty welcome to the students of the PGP batch 2026-28, PhD and executive PhD 2026. We have gathered here today to celebrate the beginning of your learning journey. I welcome our chief guest, Shri Girish Kumar Sugumaran, President SLK Group and Director on the board, SLK Software. I request our Director, Professor M. Chandrasekhar, to welcome Shri Girish Sugumaran with a bouquet. I also extend a warm welcome to our Director, Professor M. Chandrasekhar, Dean Academics, Professor Vijay Bhaskar Marisetti, PGP Chairperson, Professor Shiv Shankar Singh Patel, PhD Chairperson, Professor Amit Shankar, and Dean Administration, Professor Kaveri Krishnan as well to this ceremony. Welcome, sirs. Welcome, ma'am. I also extend a very warm welcome to other dignitaries present, my faculty and staff colleagues, parents, second-year students, and friends from media. The ceremonial lighting of the lamp symbolizes the dispelling of darkness and the spread of knowledge, wisdom, and hope. It reflects our collective aspiration that education and enlightenment will guide us toward progress, growth, and prosperity. I now request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly inaugurate the function by lighting the lamp. It's a great honor to stand before you as the chairperson of admissions and to celebrate this momentous occasion with you all. Today marks the beginning of a transformative journey for each one of you, and we are excited to witness the impact you will undoubtedly make in the world of business and beyond. Let me take this opportunity to present the batch profile of the PGP, PhD, and Executive PhD batch. Our new cohort is truly exceptional, and it is my pleasure to share a brief profile of our students, showcasing the diversity, talent, and experience that each of you brings to this program. This year's admission process was highly competitive and structured to identify well-rounded candidates. It began with evaluating CAT 2025 scores of those who selected IIM Visakhapatnam, followed by a detailed shortlisting process based on academic performance, work experience, and diversity criteria. Candidates were also assessed through a personal interview, and a final composite score incorporating all these components was used to select the most promising individuals. As a result, we are proud to welcome a cohort of 341 students, diverse in background, experience, and aspirations. I'm especially pleased to note that we have continued to maintain a strong gender balance in our incoming cohort. While our PGP program crossed the landmark of 50% women representation in the incoming cohort last year, I'm pleased to note that we have sustained this achievement with 48% women representation this year. The almost equal presence of women in this classroom will undoubtedly enrich peer learning, bring in diverse leadership perspectives, and contribute to a more balanced and dynamic learning environment. This progress is not just a number, but it represents the evolving fabric of business leadership and our dedication to nurturing talent from all sections of society. We are also proud to share that this year, our PGP cohort represents over 25 states across India. The steady increase in the number of states represented over the years is a testament to the expanding national footprint of IIM Visakhapatnam and the growing recognition of our PGP program. From a geographical diversity perspective, this is a significant leap, highlighting the institute's growing reach and appeal across the country. The wide representation brings together a rich tapestry of cultures, languages, and experiences, creating a truly inclusive and vibrant learning environment that mirrors the diversity of our nation. Education is another area where this cohort stands out. Our students come with strong academic credentials from some of the country's most prestigious institutes and universities. Engineering still continues to be a dominant background this year, but we see a more balanced academic mix, with engineering graduates making up 53% of the cohort, a welcome shift from 64% in 2024 and 59% last year. Alongside engineering, we have significant representations from fields such as sciences, commerce, agriculture, and management. This academic diversity, coupled with the presence of experienced candidates, creates the perfect foundation for rich classroom discussions, cross-disciplinary insights, and collaborative problem solving. Our PGP students come with an average experience of over 18 months of professional experience. Your collective experience spans a wide range of industries, namely IT, banking, manufacturing, etc. This wealth of experience not only enriches our program, but also creates a dynamic learning environment where you can learn as much from each other as from the curriculum. As you begin this journey, let me leave you with a thought inspired by Harsha Bhogle, the renowned cricket commentator and an alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad. He has often shared that throughout his career, he was frequently asked, "How much test cricket have you played?" His response, at least to himself, was always reassuring. "I have a test cap too, one that you can never earn." His IIM degree was his test cap. Today, you have taken the first step towards earning your own test cap, but you have to earn it. Over the next 2 years, guard yourself against one attitude above all else, a sense of entitlement. Nothing will limit your growth more than believing that simply being here is enough. Instead, approach every class with humility and curiosity. Learn from your faculty, learn from your peers, challenge your own assumptions, and embrace every opportunity to grow. At the end of this journey, when you walk across the stage to receive your degree, you will not merely hold a certificate, but you will have earned your own test cap, one that represents your perseverance, character, and commitment to excellence, and one that no one can ever take away from you. Let me now turn to the incoming cohort of our PhD and Executive PhD program. The admission process for the PhD program followed a rigorous 3-phase structure. In the first phase, candidates submitted an online application with academic and professional details, valid test scores such as CAT, GMAT, GRE, GATE, UGC JRF, CSIR NET. And in the second phase, eligible applicants were evaluated on academic performance, test scores, and research potential to shortlist candidates for the interview. In the final phase, composite scores were computed by combining past academics, test performance, research potential, and interview evaluation, based on which admission offers were made. For the executive PhD, in phase 1, candidates submitted detailed online applications, including their personal, professional, and academic credentials, along with recommendation letters. In phase 2, the admissions team carefully evaluated the eligible applicants on multiple criteria: academic performance, work experience, and research potential to compute pre-PI scores. Based on these, shortlisted candidates underwent 2 rounds of interviews, first at the area level and then at the expert level interview to assess depth and fit for the program. Finally, in phase 3, composite scores were generated from academic background, research promise, interview performance, and professional accomplishments. Admission offers were made strictly on merit, and today we are proud to welcome a cohort that embodies academic curiosity, professional distinction, and scholarly potential. Our doctoral programs at IIM Visakhapatnam continue to grow steadily both in scale and academic strength. This year, we are delighted to welcome 14 scholars in our PhD program and 17 scholars in our executive PhD program, further strengthening our vibrant research community. The two cohorts together bring remarkable diversity in terms of gender, academic background, and professional experience. The PhD cohort has achieved an equal gender representation with 50% women and 50% men, while the executive PhD cohort comprises of 18% women and 82% men. Geographically, our scholars, PhD scholars, represent 10 states for the regular PhD program and 5 states in our executive PhD program, reflecting the growing national outreach of our doctoral offerings. This cohort also brings with them a rich blend of academic disciplines at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels, while our PhD scholars come with an average experience of 3+ years of professional experience. Our executive PhD participants bring more than 17 years of experience on average, spanning multiple industries and functional domains. This unique combination of early career researchers and accomplished professionals creates an intellectually stimulating environment where diverse perspectives, practical insights, and rigorous academic inquiry come together. We are confident that this diversity of experiences and backgrounds will enrich research discussions, foster meaningful collaborations, and contribute significantly to the academic ecosystem at IIM Visakhapatnam. As you begin your doctoral journey, let me leave you with a story that beautifully captures what it truly means to earn a doctoral degree. In the year 2017, Rahul Dravid, former Indian cricketer, declined an honorary doctorate offered by Bangalore University. When asked why, his answer was both simple and profound. He said that he had watched his mother earn her PhD degree at the age of 55 and had seen years of dedication, perseverance, and sacrifice that went into achieving it. He had also witnessed the commitment required from his wife, a medical doctor, to earn her professional degree. He felt that he had not made those sacrifices and therefore did not deserve to receive the honor without earning it. Each one of you seated here today will have a different doctoral journey. Your research questions will differ. Your challenges will be different. Your aspirations will be different. The sacrifices you make will also be different. For some, it may mean giving up weekends with family. For others, it may mean balancing demanding professional responsibilities with rigorous research, traveling long distances, or persevering through moments of uncertainty when the answers seem elusive. But there is one thing that will be common to every one of you: sacrifice. There is no meaningful doctoral journey without it. Those moments of sacrifices are not obstacles to your doctoral journey, they are an integral part of it. They are the very experiences that shape you into an independent researcher and a resilient scholar. I wish each one of you courage in the face of challenges, and I look forward to witnessing the impact your research will create in academy, industry, and society. In closing, I would like to congratulate each one of you for making the decision to invest in your future through this program. Your presence here today is a testament to your dedication and ambition. We, the faculty and staff, are committed to supporting you every step of the way. Together, we will embark on a journey of growth, learning, and achievement. Professor Shiv Shankar Singh Patel, with great pride and confidence, I now entrust to you the vibrant minds of PGP class of 2026-28, future leaders who will carry the torch of excellence forward. Professor Amit Shankar, I have the honor of entrusting in your guidance the inquisitive and determined scholars of our PhD and Executive PhD program, custodians of knowledge who will shape the future of research and academia. With this, I invite Professor Shiv Shankar Singh Patel, Chairperson PGP, for his address.
Chief guest Shri Girish Kumar Sugumaran ji and Director Professor M. Chandrasekhar, my colleagues on the dais and in audience, staff and students. So before I give whatever my suggestions or my comments regarding this program, let us thank Professor Prashant for doing this Herculean task, moving around the whole country and getting this vibrant, bright 341 student. Thank you so much, Professor Prashant. And moving ahead, I'll just not much of a time because anyway, I'm going to spend 1 hour with you tomorrow talking about the details of this program. Nonetheless, what I could say that this program is a residential program, and that's what this program is unique. When you see around where the talks are there that the relevance of MBA is going down, if you see 2025 SESB report, what says that a 6% drop in terms of the enrollment, then why are you here? That's the fundamental question, right? And when we talk about that this program is unique, largely what we essentially try to measure the importance of this program is particularly based on the ROI, what you guys essentially use that. Nonetheless, what I feel is this program is not only for the return on investment, rather it is something which is transforming you for a long term. So when you realize after 15 years some of those learning or the resilience that Professor Prashant was talking about in this campus, whether it was in the classroom or whether you were competing with your colleagues or your batchmate in the sports ground, would essentially turn out to be a learning. So I'll just do one scenario and one story, and then I'll just stop it there. One scenario, because anyone, and definitely you will hear from the others on the AI, and everybody's talking about the AI. I'll just give you one scenario and not explain that to you. We have a domestic help, okay, and that domestic help who comes and every day cleans our house, and largely the major work of her is nothing but the floor cleaning and sweeping those things. And then she put utensils in dishwasher and she leaves. And now one day if she comes and take out like this robo mop, leaves there, sync with this whole environment, and then sits at the corner of my house and then just scrolling through this Instagram reel, and she's just playing an influencer there, maybe 1.5 hours. And what I realized after a month that no, she has used the technology of all of that and she's making money for the 1.5 hours that she's spending here. And that's what actually happening in the organization. Organizations are essentially asking you to do more. Yes, you should use AI, but you have to use the AI for increasing the productivity of their organization collectively, not only your productivity particularly. Now, the second scenario, which I talked about, why this institute and why this residential program, I'll give you my poster boy, I will say, because this program is asking for perseverance, resilience, all of those. So we have a student named Kaushik Ikka. He enrolled in this program, I think, 4 years back, and and then after third term, when you finish the third term, there is a break of 1 week, and he returned to his hometown, Calcutta, where he bought Bullet, you often call it Royal Enfield, and he was coming back to this institute. And sorry, so he met with an accident, and then he was there for 17 months in bed. So I'm really sorry. So what essentially I want to try to tell you that his conduct, his commitment, and his compassion for this program is so unique. And the program office also shows the same compassion, commitment to bring him here. He's with us, And why? Because he does not want to ask for online MBA or any online courses or a teaching that no, convert my residential program to online MBA, because he wanted to experience this residential program. So wish you all the best. God bless you. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for your encouraging words to the students. I now invite Professor Amit Shankar, Chairperson PhD, for his address.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your dream place. Nowadays, answers are very easy, and then taking decisions are very tough, and their research comes into the picture. At IIM Visakhapatnam, with we define research we define PhD program with triple R. One called research, for what PhD scholars are there. Second, whatever research we are doing, we want to make sure that that must be rigorous. So second R for the PhD program is rigorous. Same time, it's not sufficient to be rigor only. You must give some relevance to the society, to the country, and to the business world. So this triple R, research, relevance, and rigor, always remember during this journey of PhD. On behalf of IIM Visakhapatnam, I am welcoming you all for this journey of PhD and executive PhD. I am big believer of numbers. So I'll give you a number. So generally as at 8th batch, I'll give you 8 number, and for executive PhD, this is 3rd batch, I'll give you 3 number. 3 numbers mean 3 pointers. This year, first pointer for PhD, we got the largest batch size this year, and we got 14 students. That is the first number I want to give. Second number, we are the one of the IIMs strategically taken the call that our coursework will be 1 year, not playing with rigor, but make sure that they are getting learned into the manner that in short period of time they are getting all the knowledge which they have. Third number, this year we are able to make century. So we had taken 100th student into the PhD program this year. So as institution, we made century into the PhD program. Fourth, we got 50% women representation into the PhD program. Fifth, our scholar published more than 50 papers into the reputed journals, case study, book chapters, and another forum. Next, our research scholar got 13 best paper awards in different conferences in India and outside. Our scholars attended 25 plus international and national conferences. And last but not least, all our past, whoever got the degree from IIM Visakhapatnam PhD is working in renowned IIMs or some good business school in the country. So this is the 8 unique numbers for the PhD. Coming to executive PhD, although we started recently. The first thing that in the executive PhD challenge is that they are not here and there are so many dropout. We are the one IIM with 0 dropout in last 3 years. So in our executive PhD, we have 0 dropout, which is not a case in most of the institution. We are also one of the IIMs who started that there must be foreign component into the program. So our students are going in the term 2 for one of the foreign university and taking their coursework there. So this is the second unique achievement which we have. And third, which we are the one of the IIMs who started executive PhD in the new generation and baby generation IIM. So these are the 3 achievements of our executive PhD scholar. I am sure that 4th batch may will have more than that, but I'll stick to the top 4. So with this, I welcome you all for PGP as well as PhD. There is huge dilemma going in the institution when new students are coming. Some institutions are thinking that you are product. I always say that you are not the product of IIM Visakhapatnam, because product can't say anything. All institutions will say something. Some institutions are thinking that Students are customer to us. Whatever they say, give to them. And this is the two school of thoughts in the, especially in educational institution. The students are product or students are customer. I am telling you, at IIM Visakhapatnam, we are considering our students is the part of family. IIM Visakhapatnam, we are your parents, you are the child. Our job to nurture you, your job to make us proud. So this is the relation will be continue through the program and after the program too. Thank you everyone. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for highlighting the achievements of our PhD and Executive PhD program. I now invite Professor Vijay Bhaskar Marisati, Dean Academics, for his address.
Thank you, Shashank. Morning, everyone. There are three words inscribed on our emblem that you might have seen, noticed when you came to the campus, and they say, Vidyam Param Daivatam. So what it means is knowledge is the highest divinity. On a normal day, they're a quiet reminder for all of us that why we are here. But on a day like this, looking at all of you, it reminds and gives more responsibility, right? So, they feel instead like a promise that we need to keep. Honorable Director, Professor Chandrasekhar, our esteemed Chief Guest Shri, Girish Kumar, Sugumaran ji, my colleagues on the faculty, the proud parents who are watching outside the hall with a lot of interest, and families. And the reason we are all gathered here today is to welcome the newest members of IIM Visakhapatnam family. Our 12th batch of PGP or MBA students, our 8th batch of PhD researchers, and the 3rd batch of Executive PhD program. And a very warm welcome to each one of you, and we've been waiting for this day. To the parents and families, to start with, every student in this auditorium carries a faith of you and with them. The late night encouragement, the quiet sacrifices, the belief that never wavered. Today is your celebration as much as theirs. And thank you for entrusting them to us. Now let me turn to the three words on our emblem. Because there is a question that has never been sharper than today. If knowledge is divine, what becomes that reverence in the world where knowledge just becomes suddenly abundant, instant, and nearly very free? A machine now can read thousands of papers in a minute. It can draft a business plan better than a manager. It can write a code and answer almost any question before you finished asking it. For the first time in human history, information is no longer scarce. For that matter, knowledge acquisition is not scarce. Furthermore, creation of knowledge is almost possible by machines. So this changes what it means to be educated now, for all of us, including me. When information becomes a commodity, judgment becomes the prize. The ability to ask the right question, not merely to retrieve an answer. To tell a true insight from a fluent falsehood. To decide wisely when the data runs out, and when the textbooks fall silent. The discernment is the one thing machine can hand you in, right? So that's very important for you to take. And so let me tell you very concretely how IIM Visakhapatnam is reshaping itself to cultivate exactly that. First, we are in the process of weaving artificial intelligence through the entire fabric of our curriculum. Not a single elective hidden away in the final term, but as a thread running through finance, marketing, operations, strategy, and research itself. And you will not merely study AI, but you'll learn to think with it and to manage alongside it and to lead the people who build and use it. Our aim is not to turn managers into machines, not to have you compete with it. It is to make you the leaders who direct them wisely. Second, we're building the ground beneath this ambition. We're in the process of establishing labs for AI and innovation in our campus, where you can prototype an idea on a Monday, test it, which might fail, and rebuild it by Friday. And we are redesigning our courses, and this hands-on philosophy is very important for all of you because the leaders this nation needs are not produced by lectures alone. They're forged by doing and getting hands-on experience. Third, and this is close to my heart, we're chalking out plans to take you onto the world stage by bringing world much closer to you. Visakhapatnam has forged partnerships with several reputed foreign universities that lead in innovation and tech space. For instance, University of Twente in the Netherlands, one of Europe's foremost universities for innovation and entrepreneurship. In fact, Twente lives by a similar, motto, which is high tech and human touch. And I can imagine no final description of what we want for you: technological mastery that never loses sight of the human being. Collaborations like this let you gain global exposure, joint learning, and a window into how innovation is practiced at the very frontier. It is fitting that we do this from IIM Visakhapatnam, a city that has always faced the open sea and looked after towards the world. Your classroom now reaches from this coast to the global gateways. And now you might ask, why all this and why now? Because the world you are entering is not the same world your seniors have entered. I speak with recruiters and industry leaders, and their question has changed. They no longer ask, what do you know? And they ask, what can you do with what you know? Can you learn faster than the problem changes? Can you work beside intelligent machines and still bring what they cannot? What you can bring are special: creativity, empathy, ethical courage, and the gift of inspiring a team. Right? So the half-life of a technical skill grows shorter every year. But the skills that never expire are human ones, that are curiosity, adaptability, integrity, and the will to keep learning. To make those your second nature is the task on us right now. So a word to each one of you, to our MBA students, be gloriously restless. This is the time, I think, where you have to really put all your energy, channelize all your energy towards learning. Question everything, including your professors. Let these 2 years stretch you out of shape and into leaders. To our PhD researchers, you're not here to consume knowledge, but to create it. In an age of machine-made answers, original and rigorous human inquiry is more precious. To our executive PhD scholars, you arrive already carrying years of leadership and hard-won wisdom. You remind us that learning is not a season of life, but its very spine. We're honored to learn beside you. Let me leave you with this. Technology will keep changing faster than any of us can forecast. Today's marvels will be tomorrow's footnotes. But the purpose of this institution will never change. We are here to turn information into knowledge, knowledge into wisdom, and wisdom into leadership that can serve the society. And this is what Vidyam or Vidya Paramdaivatam truly asks of us. Not to worship knowledge for its sake, but to hold it sacred enough to use it with responsibility and courage for the good of others. The tools that are before you are extraordinary. Never had that kind of luxury to have so many tools and privilege to have so many tools. But never forget, your mind, your character, your conscience remains the most powerful technology in the room. Make this journey your mind, your own. Build things that matter and go on to shape a future that rest of us will be proud to inherit. Welcome to IIM Visakhapatnam. Let the journey begin. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Professor, for your encouraging words to the students. Dear friends, IIM Visakhapatnam is growing leaps and bounds under the able leadership of Professor M. Chandrasekhar. Professor Chandrasekhar is the director of IIM Visakhapatnam since 2017. I now invite Professor Chandrasekhar for his welcome address and provide insights into the learning journey ahead for the students.
Thank you, Prashant. Shri Girish, Kumar, Sugumaran ji, chief guest for today's function, dear students and parents, colleagues, let me begin by welcoming and congratulating the PGP and PhD students. You have come out with flying colors in your selection process and are now a part of this top performing, prestigious IIM Visakhapatnam. There are thousands of applicants who would have aspired to be here today but couldn't make it. You should therefore be rightly and rightfully proud of your sweet success. I extend a special welcome to the parents and thank them, as my colleague Vijay said, for the trust and confidence placed in our institution for building the capabilities of their wards for a bright and brilliant future that awaits them. At this point in time, I must express on behalf of the entire institute my sincere gratitude to Shri Girish Kumarji, who has kindly consented to be here today to deliver the inaugural address. Girish ji, given the richness of your top leadership experience and distinguished accomplishments, your presence is a great inspiration not only to our students and scholars here, but also to all of us, faculty and students, faculty and staff in the institute. We look forward to the benefit of your insights on the challenges of the evolving corporate landscape, excellence and high performance at the workplace, and thus, this academic year is all set to begin with a flourish with your inaugural address. Dear students, from among the many opportunities available to you, you made the discerning choice, as Prashant and others have said, of joining this institute. Obviously, after doing your thorough homework by visiting our website, reading enough on social media, and asking around. I therefore compliment you on your wise decision, which doubtless, as I said, will prove to you as very highly rewarding. As you would have figured out by now, we are a preferred knowledge hub for education and entrepreneurship, and a much sought after learning destination for young and aspiring managers like all of you, as well as for senior practicing professionals from the government and industry. One of our key strengths, as you know, is our core faculty strengths. Almost 60 now, with impressive academic and research credentials. Like you in the audience, they come from states and union territories from Kashmir to Kerala, exemplifying our national character and the true spirit of diversity and shared values that we celebrate here with pride. It is popularly said once by Bertrand Russell, the Nobel laureate for literature, no man can be a good teacher unless he has feelings of warm affection towards his pupils and a genuine desire to impart to them what he believes to be of value. Man, of course, can be a woman. It can be a male faculty member or a female faculty member. He also said, more important than the curriculum is the question of the methods of teaching and the spirit in which the teaching is given. Our faculty epitomize these words very eminently. They foster a close connect between what is needed, as Prashant said, and what is taught. They adopt pedagogies that prepare you, dear students, on how to think than what to think. They will kindle your curiosity, nurture your creativity, and instill confidence in you. Our infrastructure is best in the class, and we are the only new generation IIM, which is a Griha 5-star rated campus that is digitally enabled, state-of-the-art, and conducive to learning outcomes of high impact. We have exceedingly good sports and games facilities and top-class 24 by 7 healthcare facilities to ensure and take care of your continued wellness. We have 2 incubators, one of them being Atal Incubation Center, funded by Niti Aayog. We strongly encourage you to make full use of the entrepreneurial ecosystem and give wings to your wishes. The incubators will mentor you should you choose to approach them. They will handhold you and perhaps fund you to an extent to help you translate your feelings into finished products and services. Our faculty and staff invest heavily their time, effort, and energy for your personality development and professional growth to enhance your intellectual, emotional, and social quotients. What you will be encouraged to learn, acquire, and practice here are what we call as system skills. Precepts means theories as well as practical knowledge of the tools and techniques needed for real world problem solving, as Vijay said. Soft skills, after system skills, soft skills, which again, as Vijay highlighted, agility and adaptability, communication and collaboration, consensus building and conflict resolution, empathy and ethics, self-awareness and self-realization, traits, qualities, and skills which will stand you in good stead in your work careers, both here as well as when you graduate and get into your work careers. As for our doctoral scholars, whether from the regular or executive streams, there are excellent research facilities and knowledge resources waiting to be made use of. There are good incentives for research output and enabling policies that give ample encouragement for participation in colloquia, presentation of papers in conferences in India and abroad, as Amit Shankar highlighted. And for executive PhD students, you have the option of international immersion, as Amit Shankar mentioned, in the second term, helping you to gain exposure to global best practices in qualitative and quantitative research. Let me also add this with pride that our PhD graduates, as Amit mentioned, are welcomed by IIMs and reputed business schools with ready offers. Such will be the rigor, relevance, and rewarding nature of your research journey here. Visakhapatnam, friends, is a city of destiny. Beautiful beach on the one side and majestic eastern ghats on the other, the sea representing dynamism, change, and adventure, and the mountains symbolizing stability, tradition, and values. Vizag is well connected, as you would have experienced yourselves by now. Clean and green, cosmopolitan, and it's a vibrant city. It's well known for its excellent record of safety and security. Those of you, dear students, who are connoisseurs of food will get to experience the cuisines of great variety and richness here. The spices testing your taste buds both literally and figuratively. If you are interested in history and heritage or holy shrines, there is plenty of sightseeing to do, and you won't be disappointed. And I was talking to Girish ji in the morning, and he said this is the first time he stepped into Visakhapatnam, and he said in his long and distinguished career he would have visited several parts of this country and abroad. And he mentioned that he hasn't seen a more cleaner and greener city than I am Visakhapatnam. Those are his words. I am not. I echo what he said. And in the context of Vizag being a great city, to learn, earn, and lead a life of fulfillment, let me take a moment to acknowledge the presence of Shri Ketan Garg, our executive PhD participant here, a 2018 batch Indian Administrative Service Officer, and the Commissioner of Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation. So if you see this clean, green, safe, secure, well, the credit should go to him. Our mission here, dear students and participants, is to educate and nurture you as entrepreneurial leaders, as our mission states, capable of creating innovative solutions for business, government, and society. To borrow a piece of advice and knowledge that Vijay, my colleague, imparts to me from time to time, the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs Report 2025 estimates, and I quote him when he said that 170 million new roles will be created globally by 2030 and 92 million will get displaced. But there is a net gain of 78 million jobs. The opportunity, therefore, whether AI or no AI, is for real. Our academic programs, as Vijay mentioned, are intensive in depth and width. They will have a fair amount of AI embedded and integrated with them. Again, to borrow Vijay's words, you will get to understand what AI can do and cannot do, where its outputs can be trusted and where they must be interrogated. You will be encouraged to ask the right questions of an analytical output, challenge the assumptions embedded in a model, extract signal from noise, and translate quantitative insight into a language that helps decision making, because that's what you're supposed to do as when you step into your work careers. The learning here will broaden your horizon and worldview. When you graduate, you will be well informed and strategically adept leaders to engage with technology, not as just now Vijay mentioned, not as passive consumers, but as critical, creative, and conscientious architects of its applications. You will gain wisdom to navigate the legal, ethical, and reputational risks that accompany algorithmic decision making in critical contexts and operational functions. You will understand and appreciate the importance of improving the service, not just to customers, but also to colleagues and communities around you. Your job, friends, to summarize, is to adjust to the demanding work and study schedule that IIM Visakhapatnam will expect of you, because it's only in the dictionary that success comes before work. Make best use of the resources and learning opportunities. Take active part in the co and extracurricular events and activities, and enjoy the campus life to the fullest. If you get the opportunity and time, read a book called So Good They Can't Ignore You, written by Calvin Newport, an MIT-educated computer science professor. He's now at Georgetown University, Washington. I'm not an agent of Calvin Newport, but I wish I were, but I quote a little from his book. The book highlights developing in oneself what Cal Newport calls as career capital. He says building career capital in oneself is very important. And he says career capital means building in yourselves rare and valuable skills. And if you expect a rare and valuable job to welcome you, you must build in yourselves rare and valuable skills. And he talks about acquiring such skills through deliberate practice for at least 10,000 hours, which means it will practically take you all the 2 years that you will be here. So working in a mission mode with goal-oriented focus, Cal Newport advises the young generation to be creative, to be impactful. He has also written a book called Deep Work, Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. As I said, I'm not an agent, but these are good books. I found great value in reading them. He says focus on enhancing your own cognitive capacities, concentration, critical thinking, and creativity, and how you could create conditions for yourselves for long term success, both personal and professional growth. He goes on to say time is finite, and as lives get busier, you need to block most productive hours of your day for deep work. He has also written a book called Digital Minimalism. And in that, he advises do take guilt free breaks from technology, including mobile phones. And he always says, he is a great propounder of the thought that FOMO, what we typically call as the fear of missing out, should lead to JOMO, the joy of missing out. And he concludes by saying, build good habits. And IIM Visakhapatnam has all that it has to offer for you to build those good habits. And and build on your positive skills and positive traits. So finally, I would like to say that leverage and use the IIM Visakhapatnam platform to the hilt to emerge as a professionally competent and a well-rounded professional, also as a socially responsible citizen. I have one specific appeal, as my colleague Prashant already mentioned, to the students and parents. Our institutional processes are robust and time-tested. We are into the 11th year of our existence. For example, there is a handbook of rules and guidelines, and I would like to urge the students and parents to treat it as a holy book and follow it religiously. This institute places very high premium on ethical and mutually respectful conduct, and thus discipline will be enforced very strictly with the single purpose of promoting good character, welfare, and well-being of the students. Finally, friends, remember, V in IMV stands for victory, and so may you emerge victorious in all your endeavors. May you have an engaging, enjoyable, and enriching learning experience here. May you have wonderful and memorable time here. May you bond and build lifelong friendships here. May you preserve, protect, and promote the pride, prestige, and popularity of this great institute always. Godspeed. God bless you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom for the students. You never cease to inspire us, and I'm sure with you leading from the front, we are only going to grow higher and higher. Thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for me to introduce our chief guest for the day, Mr. Girish Kumar Sugumaran, President SLK Group and Director on the board SLK Software. Mr. Girish Kumar is a distinguished business leader with rich experience in driving organizational growth, transformation, and excellence. Over the years, he has built a strong reputation for his ability to combine strategic thinking with operational execution, enabling businesses to navigate change, embrace innovation, and create sustainable value. As part of the SLK Group, a globally recognized organization known for its expertise in technology, business transformation, and delivering impactful solutions, Mr. Girish Kumar has been instrumental in shaping initiatives that foster innovation, customer centricity, and high performance cultures. He is currently the group president of the SLK Group and sits on the boards of multiple organizations, including SLK Software Private Limited and VFI SLK Global Services. His leadership journey reflects a deep understanding of the evolving business landscape, the importance of people leadership, and the need for organizations to continuously adapt in an increasingly dynamic world. His insights on leadership, technology, and the future of organizations have inspired professionals and emerging leaders alike. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Mr. Girish Kumar is known for his thought leadership, commitment to developing talent, and his ability to mentor and empower individuals to achieve their potential. Mr. Girish also runs Spark, a private social empowerment initiative that helps young and underprivileged children unlock their potential, build meaningful careers, and achieve financial independence with dignity and confidence. Sir, I now request you to deliver the inaugural address.
Thank you, Prashant. How many of you are here, from Bangalore? Put your hands up. Okay, so what do you feel about Visakhapatnam? Sir, what you have been able to create is something which is a dream for us coming from Bangalore. And I really mean it when I see a city so clean, so green. And, it just shows us that if there is a will, it's absolutely possible. And I've also decided that next year I'm going to bring my whole family to come and have a look. It's simply an amazing place. Director Professor Chandrasekhar, the deans, the chairpersons, and the faculty of this esteemed institution, the proud parents and families who have traveled here today, and most of all, the new students, the 12th batch MBA, the 8th PhD batch, and the 3rd executive PhD batch. Good morning to all of you. When I received the director's invitation a few days back, I must be honest that I felt very proud, but apart from being proud, I also felt very responsible. Why? Because here I am on the first hour of the first day of y'all being in this class. I'm taking your time to share some insights, and I believe whatever I share should be of some value to you. So I thought about what do I talk to this generation and a batch like this. Yes, there are the seniors on to my right, but in front of me, I see a whole new generation which I feel is very uniquely poised. And I'll give you examples of why I mean y'all are very uniquely poised to not just be very successful in your careers, but also in changing the trajectory of our country. So the title of my speech today is The World is Changing, and it is yours to build. It is changing. The world is changing big time, and you are at that time when you have the opportunity to make an impact, and you are absolutely cut out for something like that, and I'll tell you why. First, I thought of opening by telling you about my own story, but then I thought with a set of batches like yours, I first wanted to talk a little bit about you. If I was here on stage, maybe say 20 years back or even 15 years back, I would be addressing a set of students who would be intelligent, naturally, otherwise you don't get into an IIM. Some, who would be smart, who would be aspirational. Would you agree with me? Is that the typical makeup of a IIM, student? Yeah? Intelligent, smart, aspirational. But the batch of maybe a couple of decades back would be adding another element to it, which is they would be a bit careful, okay, a bit cautious in how they want to look at opportunities in their life. Such students who came out were instrumental in helping India scale, companies scale. Companies in India would come to the campus, pick good quality students. Of course, all of you are of good quality. And they would take them into their companies. And the focus of bringing such talent into the company was to scale companies from level A to level B. Okay, it could be in terms of revenue, it could be in terms of geographies, so on and so forth. And they did a fantastic job, which is the reputation which the IIMs carry. They did a fantastic job. And today, if several companies of India are renowned the world over, the role of the IIM graduates has been significant in that journey. So, what is different with y'all? Aren't you intelligent? Of course, you are intelligent. Aren't you smart? Of course, super smart. Aren't you aspirational? Very, very aspirational. So, what's different? I believe the caution goes away a bit and gives room to something very important. What is it? How many RCB and SRH fans here? What's special with RCB and HRH? Bold and fearless. So that is the dimension which is there in this batch. So let me repeat. Intelligent, smart, aspirational, bold, and fearless. And friends, let me tell you, this is the need of the hour. I've been in the industry now for about close to 4 decades. And you see companies in India being very successful, like I said, but doing more of the same, diversifying more of the same. But we are at a time today when the very model of many of these companies and industries has to be challenged. Somebody has to challenge and question, is this the way to approach our future? Yes, for example, you take the industry I come from, which is IT. This industry over the last 4 decades has contributed immensely to the progress of our country. Today, the IT industry's export revenue is about 300 billion, quite significant and a big part of our GDP too. And as a result, you see Indian IT companies helping a global institution evolve, scale. And what was the recipe of the Indian IT industry was talented but less expensive workforce with the ability to speak English and the appetite to deliver quality stuff. This is what made the Indian IT industry what it is today. But today I heard Professor Chandrasekhar talking about AI. Now, AI is not here to, there are various interpretations of what AI is. But simply put, AI is going to be your best friend. Today, when we would look at, say, for example, a team of 50 people, 50 smart engineers and a mix of IIMs and all that, moving forward, it will be maybe 5-6 smart people and a whole bunch of AI-enabled workforce coexisting with this ecosystem to make things happen. That is the world you guys are going to walk into. And why is this needed? It is fundamentally because y'all will be entrusted the responsibility of challenging the status quo. You're the generation, when I said bold and fearless, you're going to be that batch or the generation going into enterprises and say that, you know what? Do you want me to do a good job of what you all have been doing so far? Or do you want me to challenge the way you're doing things and help you do things in a better way? That is you. A round of applause to your generation and your batch. Now, yesterday we were out with dinner with some of the deans and the faculties here, and I was explaining a scenario. when our parents, and maybe in your case your grandparents too, got into a job somewhere in the 60s or 70s. Just try to picturize in your mind what I'm going to explain to you, okay? When they took up a job, they would stay with the same company until they retire. Yes or no? I can't hear you. Yes or no? They would be in the same company for their lifetime, right? 30 years, 40 years. And somewhere in the 1990s, it was like, oh, I worked in this company for 25 years. Let me check out another company. Okay? So those who joined somewhere in the 80s and 90s would possibly do 2 companies in their career span. And somewhere in the 2000s, it was like, oh, you're in the same company for 10 years? What's wrong with you? Right? Okay, change another company. And then this 40 became 20, it became 10. And in the previous decade, it was like, oh, I've been in this company for 5 years. I need to look out for a change. And today, as soon as you go and join a company, you are trying to assess the company to see, is this the place I want to be or should I try something else? Now imagine this, if you draw a line around this, you are at that inflection point where the time span of an employee in an organization is 0. So what does it mean? What do you think it means? It means that the batch of yours and the batches to come are not going to be too keen on being employed by somebody. You're going to be that generation which is going to say, hey, you know what? Here is a group of 7, 8, 10 of us who are specialists in somebody. We are entrepreneurs, we are specialists. We can do this job the best, as good as anybody, in the world. And a group of such units come together to solve a macro problem, a bigger problem. That is the generation you all are going to walk into. Very few of you are going to have that kick and the thrill of being employed in an enterprise. Lot of you, I'm not saying none of you would. Yes, quite a bit of you would. But a good percentage of you would be keen and determined to build things on your own, be the specialists, and form maybe 20 people teams, super special in some select area, and a 20 people team blended with 40, 50 AI enabled workforce together forms that fantastic organization. That's the world you all are walking into, and that's the opportunity you're getting into, and that's the kind of platform getting you ready to that kind of a opportunity is the platform which IIM Visakhapatnam offers to you. That's my interpretation after talking to Professor Chandrasekhar and several of the others. Now, while I spoke about a lot of things which are changing, there are certain things which do not change, which have lived for centuries and which will continue to live. What are those? One is aspiration. Each of us, and if you look at anybody who has achieved something in life, it could be, for example, a poor mother struggling to get the ends meet. That mother has an aspiration of what she wants out of her children. She has a dream for her children, which means aspiration is not for the elite. Aspiration is not for the select few. Everybody has aspiration, and it forms the fundamental element of anything we want to achieve in life. The second is curiosity. I always say that, I don't know, this side of the hall may not be having children, but that side of the hall has, and several of us have. We all take pride in saying, you know what, my 5-year-old kid is much more smarter than me. You give the kid a gadget and within 10 minutes the kid figures out, how to use this gadget. But soon after that thrill of seeing the kid doing some amazing things, we say, hey, go sit there, pick your book and study. Keep your curiosity away. Stick to what you are picking from the book. Listen to what your teachers say. Focus on your exams. I will measure you based on are you getting 99.9 or 99.2. Curiosity slowly gets killed by us in the name of venturing into something defined. Okay? Is there an opportunity for curiosity to coexist with discipline? I believe yes. And I would urge you to encourage your curiosity. Use the IIM platform here to nurture your curiosity, blend it with discipline. The third element, which is time tested, is the aspect of ownership. Pick something, choose something, and make sure you're able to get it done. And when you walk into any enterprise today, believe me, there are these 4 or 5 qualities which we look for in people. Do you see this person to be aspirational? Do you see this person being curious? Does this person translate curiosity into action? Does this person pick up something and take responsibility to make sure that things happen? And does this person persevere? So what is this perseverance? Perseverance is a little bit, well, I credited you for your boldness and your fearlessness. The flip side of this is the lack of, perseverance and, resilience in this generation. You all tend to give up a little bit too soon. And something which you will learn, and I would encourage you to ask your faculty to spend time in helping you value more, is the aspect of perseverance and resilience. Now put it all together. Look at the kind of product which comes out on the platform of IIM Visakhapatnam. One new element gets added to this, which is something which I call as intellectual flexibility. So what is this intellectual flexibility? The generations of our past would pick a area. For example, some would be a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer or a chartered accountant or HR or whatever it is. And they would believe that right till the end of my career, yes, I may change companies, but my career stays the same, which means my line of profession stays the same. Friends, that era is going to be over. You are going to see yourself specializing to start with on something and then over time developing interest into something else and being super good at that too. And if all of you here over the next 40 years, if you don't develop that specialty in at least 3 different domains, believe me, I'll be quite surprised. You all are absolutely capable of doing it. And this is how AI enhances. It provides you the opportunity to become something like that. Right? So look at AI as a huge value enhancer and by no means a threat to any of us. Right? So keep this word in mind about intellectual flexibility. Though I'm specialized in something, I'm keen and eager to be open into learning newer things. Now that takes me to talk a little bit about myself. I come from a very humble, poor background. I was born in Kerala. I grew up in a place called KGF, Kolar Goldfields in Karnataka. 6 of us, my parents and 4 children, we grew up in a 300-feet house, which was possibly 1/5 of this stage. No water, no electricity, no toilets. attached house, and no complaints. If tomorrow life takes me back there, I'll be the happiest to go. And the circumstances at home were tough, so I had to, start earning in the family. So after my 10th grade, I did not have the privilege of all of you to pursue your studies further and come into a prestigious institution like IIM Visakhapatnam. I had to accelerate my studies, do whatever minimum needed, and get into a job. So at the age of 18, I joined this company called Kirloskar Computer Services as a draftsman. Okay. At that time, I couldn't frame a sentence of English. I had a very inferior feeling, and obviously the fear of wanting to keep the job and not being able to afford to lose a job. That's my background. Fast forward today, after 39 years, 38, 39 years, I'm the president of the SLK group. The SLK is about the great S.L. Kirloskar. It is a group of companies, technology, now hospitality, and we are diversifying into many. I played various roles in the company, and today I am responsible to work, it's a family business, responsible to work with the family business to expand further into our technology space and every other diversified lines we want to get into. And everything which I spoke to you is something which I figured out is a recipe to success. And SLK and its founders, Parth Amin and Roshan Amin, gave me the platform. They did not look at me in any inferior form because of my background. They gave me the platform, which is why you will see me using the word platform repeatedly. Platform is something which, for example, that poor mother which I told you earlier is trying to set for her children to emerge. A platform is something which SLK gave me, and platform is what IIM Visakhapatnam is offering you to really change the course of this world. And I'll not talk too much about myself, but I wanted to tell you that everything which I told you in terms of all the qualities really, is what I have learned is the recipe to get to wherever, you can get to. I also know that not everybody in India are as lucky as me. I may not have been privileged, but I was very fortunate. Now, if you all can visualize the wealth pyramid of India, okay? I don't want to give a lecture on this, but if you all take some time after this session to figure out, you will see that all of you here fall into the top 0.5% of India. That is how privileged you are. There is a big crores together of underprivileged children, very capable, very smart, but not having the opportunity, not having the platform to emerge, which is why I and my wife, in a very quiet way, about 17, 18 years back, we started, I don't want to call it charity, we called it a children enablement platform called Spark. So we pick children, really underprivileged children at the age of 7 or 8, and we take responsibility until they become professionally and financially independent, which means supporting them, encouraging them, and motivating them for 17, 18 years. It's a commitment. And so far, about 43 children have come through. And out of the 43, 38 have gone on to become engineers. Some have gone on to become chartered accountants, so on and so forth. And till this day, none of them know that we are behind them. Okay? And the reason is, it is our responsibility. I've always seen it as my opportunity to support them and enable them, but I never wanted to play with their dignity. It is their life, it is their dignity. Right? Nobody claimed, the reason why Girish is what he is today. Not even Parth, not even Roshan. Despite all this, they have given me the position, a very important position in their family office. I am the mentor of their children. I am responsible for holding the family together. But not for a second would they go out and say, I was responsible in bringing up Girish. Okay, so I've learned it from them on what this dignity means, and that's what Spark is. And I wanted to bring this up for two reasons. One is that not only are we responsible for shaping our own careers and taking advantage of this fantastic platform, it is the real joy of life also comes from creating some platforms for others. Now look at it, right? With this 1.4, 1.5 billion people in the country, and I believe everybody is quite talented. I won't say equally talented, but quite talented. If each of us plays a part in nurturing that talent, right, look at what we will be as a country, right? To me, that is what my aspiration is, doing that little bit of what we can. And I would encourage you all to be part of a journey like this. You will do wonders, which is why I love AI. Today, this batch, again, I would repeat, is privileged to have this quality of faculty being available to you all. What about those kids? Now look at what AI can do. Look at the beauty of having these digital teachers who can personalize with the kids, talk their language, their body language, deal with their emotions, and be their partners, right, in helping these kids, come through. So to me, AI is going to be a blessing in disguise for us. Yes, many in the media I see blotting this up as something which is a pain. Believe me, it will not be. 20 years from now is possibly when you will appreciate what I'm trying to talk. Another element which I wanted to highlight to y'all is, unfortunately in our system, how good we are as children is measured on academics. Am I right or wrong? But is academics equal to education? What do you think? In my view, academics is one part of education, and I've always seen education to be made up of three different components. The first component, and I heard Professor Chandrasekhar talk about it, is about me, my qualities. Each of us are different. Me, my qualities, my values, my beliefs, my characteristics. How do I nurture the me factor, right? And not ignore it is one part of education. The second and a very, very important aspect is academics. And so what is the third part? The third part is real-time exposure to problems. Today, I tell my children that as much as what you study in your college, spend good amount of time with internships. okay? And I see people being selective in internships. They want to go into these AC offices, air-conditioned offices, big brands for, internships. I'm not telling it is wrong, but is that the way to look at internship? Is that where you learn? Are you going into internship for a luxurious time, or are you going into internship to learn something? Right? So, for example, going into a grocery store or a supermarket and spending a month or two there, is it good learning? What do you think? You have to say yes because I'm asking this question, but the fact is, there, smart people like you will sense opportunities from there. Today, good or bad, I'm not commenting. The Indian unicorns are predominantly these delivery machines, right? Again, good or bad, no comments. That's not my intent here. But what are they trying to do? They are trying to make life simple for people who are ready to pay that premium and experience that simplicity. Is that the way to explain it? And who are the people who are thinking about it? These are people of your age or maybe a little bit older. But what are they trying to do? They go, they figure out, they go to the shop floor, they go to the stores and figure out what is the pain in the supply chain between a retailer to a household, and what is it that I can simplify for which I can get a premium and I can become a billionaire company. Right? So the ideas from this come from such setups. So my encouragement to all of you is, in the next 2 years you are here, maybe look at doing a couple of internships, okay? And you can choose what you want. A couple of more points to share with you, and I believe that a generation like yours and the students of your pedigree should own up something which I see as a fundamental problem in our country, which is, and let me start with an example. Today, now this is the admission season across the country, right? You go into these engineering colleges. Of course, everybody is now deemed, which means you can do whatever you wish. Unfortunately, I don't think all deemed universities carry the discipline of what happens in an independent setup like an IIM Visakhapatnam. So deemed in a way is good. It can also be abused. So what happens today is, on one side, our national wish is Make in India. All of us have heard about it? Yeah. So what does Make in India mean? It means the ability to pick the areas where we want to be superstars as a nation in terms of what we want to make, be super specialists in determining new ways of making things. So R&D plays a big part. Be super good in reimagining our manufacturing setup, how we manufacture things, and finally the control of the supply chain and consumption, isn't it? So we should be good in all of these aspects, yes or no? Now, you go into an engineering college today, and these are colleges which have had mechanical engineering, electrical, civil, instrumentation, electronics, computer science. Every other stream except computer science has been pushed to the side. Most of them are shutting off other courses, are minimizing the number of intakes, because these universities have a capacity. If it is 1,000 people intake in a year, if computer science was 200, make computer science 700 by reducing the intakes into other things, right? Now look at it. The government is talking about Make in India. The academia is saying, forget Make in India, I'll make only computer science, cheap computer science students. Isn't it a fact? Right? Now, how can we be a country which is a Make in India country if we do not master, for example, I was saying yesterday, material science. How many of you here have heard of material science? Put your hands up. Do you really value the power of material science and why it is very, very critical to master that in a country like India? Yes or no? If you go around our engineering colleges, you will have to search which engineering college offers any kind of things around material science. So what does it mean? It means that the four pillars of any nation building, which is the government, the industry, the academia, and the society, have to be in harmony. Each one should know what is happening in the other. Each one should be ready to put the arms around the others, coexist in a manner where each one is complementing the other. Yes or no? But do these things work that way today? The Indian IT industry, which knows very well that they are going to be badly disrupted, doesn't take any interest to go to the academia and say, you know what, don't take in and don't push out this many computer science engineers. We don't need that much. But whatever we need should be of this quality. I'm ready to work with you. I'm ready to work with you to enhance the curriculum so that these children become world class. Do you think this engagement happens? Unfortunately, it does not. This is where I have a lot of confidence in your generation. Believe me, your generation is going to shake us up. It is going to challenge the status quo. And your generation is going to bring these things together. Right? And I believe you're equipped to do it, and the country badly needs it. Now, when I talk all this, there is one person who was the master of organization building and building organization, taking organization building into institution building and leading into nation building. There was one, I would say business family, one set of leaders who were masters at it. Any guess? Exactly. The Tatas. The Tatas were masters at keeping the nation in front. Start small, start a business, but the ultimate goal would be lead it towards nation building. I don't know how many of that kind of a belief exists today. I want to give you one simple example. So this was in the year 1893. And it so happens that there is a ship going from Japan to Canada, and two prominent personalities of India are in that ship. One is Jamshedji Tata, and the second is Swami Vivekananda. They are in that ship, and the topic which was spoken by both of them in that 1893 ship ride is relevant today, which is they were talking about how India is still dependent at that time on bringing quality products from outside into the country. And the question was, why can't we manufacture? Why can't we be the leader in this? And I'm just keeping it brief. This goes on, and this deep conversation settles into the great Jamshedji's head, and he's been thinking about it. And at that time, the Indian in the institutions in India were pretty mediocre, and the British would determine what kind of institutions would be here. And Jamshedji is so respected by the British too at that time. So he comes and talks to the British, saying that he's very keen on building an institution which produces talent of some extraordinary caliber. And and the British, out of respect, say, Mr. Tata, we respect you, we see what you're talking, but where are the opportunities, where are the job opportunities for such talent coming out of those institutions? And Jamshedji says that the talent coming out of these colleges are not supposed to be the one going and looking for jobs. These are the people who will create jobs. And friends, if Mr. Jamshedji Tata was here today, this is what he will be telling you. He will be telling you that it is one thing to look for jobs, nothing wrong in it, but also be the catalyst, be the drivers of creating jobs. I would not take any more time. I would like to conclude. I believe, like I said, that y'all are uniquely poised. You are part of a fantastic and top class institutional platform. You come with some qualities, certain generational qualities, which make you very, very special. So go and build. Build the companies that do not exist today. Bring the 4 pillars together. Lift the families and the circle of families who will raise on the back of what you build. Stay hungry, stay curious, own what is yours to own. Keep going when it is hard, and never lose the simple joy of having made something real. You will not get there overnight, and you should not expect to. You will get there, and the only way anything worthwhile is ever built is step by step, not quickly, not easily, but steadily. The world is changing, and it is yours to build. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and inspirational address. I'm sure the students will remember your words for a long time and will follow your advice to gain the most out of this program. It's now time to acknowledge the academic excellence from the PGP batch 2025-27. I request Professor Shiv Shankar Singh Patel to announce the merit list certificate awardees and the director's merit list awardees. I request the chief guest and director to present the merit awards to the students.
Thank you, Professor Prashant. So first, I would announce this first rank. Yeah. So the announcement of merit certificates and Director's Merit List Award, PGP 2025-2027 batch. The merit certificate, the student who are ranked first on the basis of academic performance, term grade point average at the end of term 1, 2, 3 receive a book grant of rupees 6,000 and a certificate merit. Name with their term, section and rank. First, Kriti Bansal, term 1, section A, rank 1. Jayanti Venkata Sri Lakshmi Shruti, term 1, section B. Sanskriti Jain, term 1, section C. Trisha Sinha, term 1, section D. Nadim Palle Siddharth Verma, Term 2, Section A. Harshita Singhal, Term 2, Section B. Sanskriti Jain, Term 2, Section C. Khushi Chakrabarti, Term 2, Section D. Hanshika Chabra, Term 3, Section A. Jayanti Venkata Sri Lakshmi Shruti, Term 3, Section B. Sanskriti Jain, Term 3, Section C. Sabik Nawfal M, Term 3, Section D. Congratulations all for merit certificate. Now I'll announce Director's Merit List. The top 5% students in the batch on the basis of academic performance, CGPA at the end of first year are included in the Director's Merit List, and they are eligible to receive a book grant of rupees 10,000 and a certificate of merit. There are 19 students. Number 1, Anushka Biswas. Hanshika Chabra. Jatin Seth. Ligade Gunaja. Musale Mayur Sunil. Nadim Palle Siddharth Verma. Ritika Raj. Harshita Shinghal. Jayanti Venkata Sri Lakshmi Shruti. Sadiq Ahmad Laskar. Shashwat Anand. Sanskriti Jain. Gopal Krishna Sahu, Khushi Chakrabarti, Loda Simran Amit, Sabik Naufal M, Shri Sachdeva, Trisha Sinha, and Bhavisha Dilip Parekh. Congratulations to all the students, those who made their name in DMA. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sirs, and congratulations to all the award recipients. Keep up the good work. I now request Professor Chandrasekhar to felicitate Mr. Girish Kumar with a token of our love and appreciation for gracing the occasion with his presence. I would now request Professor Kaveri Krishnan to deliver the closing remarks and the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. As we come to the close of this inaugural ceremony, we are reminded of the words of Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Today marks the beginning of an important journey for all of you. While each of you comes from different backgrounds and brings unique experience, you are now united by a common purpose to learn, to grow, and to create a meaningful impact through knowledge and leadership. Over the course of this morning, we have heard inspiring thoughts from our faculty colleagues, our director, and our distinguished chief guest. Their messages have highlighted the opportunities that lie ahead, but also the responsibility that comes with being a part of an institution committed to excellence, integrity, and societal impact. To our incoming students, I would like to say that the years ahead will challenge you intellectually, professionally, and personally. Embrace those challenges. The friendships you build, the ideas you explore, the questions you ask, and the values you uphold will shape your journey far beyond the classrooms of IIM Visakhapatnam. I would also like to congratulate the students who were recognized today for their academic excellence. Your achievements are a testament to the hard work and the perseverance, and we hope they inspire your peers and your juniors to strive for excellence. As we conclude, a thought from Peter Drucker: the best way to predict the future is to create it. The future is not something that simply happened to us, it is something that we shape through our actions, decisions, and commitment to learning. I'm confident that our new students will contribute meaningfully to their organization, community, and society at large. On behalf of IIM Visakhapatnam, I extend our sincere gratitude to our Chief Guest, Shri Girish Kumar Sugumaran, President SLA Group and Director, for graciously accepting our invitation and for sharing his valuable insights and experience with us, sir. Thank you so much. I also express our thanks to our director, Professor M. Chandrasekhar, for his leadership and guidance. My sincere appreciation goes to Professor Vijay Bhaskar Madisity, Dean Academics, Professor Prashant, Chair Admissions, Professor Shiv Shankar Patel, Chairperson PGP, and Professor Amit Shankar, Chairperson PhD and Executive PhD, for their thoughtful addresses and for their efforts in shaping these programs. A warm thank you to the team from admissions for doing this Herculean task. As Professor Shiv mentioned, the program's office, the project office, the team from administration and IT for meticulously planning and executing starting from the day of onboarding to this inauguration. A special thank you to all the student representatives from the SAC and the ADCOM and all the student volunteers from PGP 2 and PhD for volunteering their time and energy. Your efforts ensured that everything proceeded smoothly and meaningfully. Finally, I thank all the students, parents, well-wishers, and guests for joining us and making this occasion memorable. With these words, we formally conclude the inaugural ceremony here. Thank you all for your presence. We will have a group photo, so I kindly request all of you to stay at your respective place. After the group photo, we can proceed for the high tea. For the students, the high tea will be in the foyer area, and I request all the faculty and the staff for the high tea on the second floor of main building. Thank you once again.
Here is like a river. Perennial river.